Thank you, Chair. Any other discussions? Okay, seeing none, I would like to at least state my point of view on this issue for the benefit of the constituents that put me in the office. First of all, I want to address this to Mr. Greenwell. On this council, you only have 2 chances to walk out, and you used them both, so you can't hold that against us anymore. You're stuck with us for the rest of the remainder of this this session. So, 2 things I wanted to bring forth. One was to all of my colleagues. We sit here and we listen to testimony, and I've done that for a year now. But I must at least caution each one of us, before we make decisions on what we hear in a situation like this, we have to consider that there's always 2 sides of a coin. And until you hear both sides and can make a valid judgment, I think we have to be very careful before we jump into conclusions without understanding both sides of any story, in any situation. If we expect to be good leaders, we have to watch our emotions and make solid judgments based on hearing both sides of the issues. It's so easy to get emotionally tied to some of these very, very tough issues. My second point is my decision on this issue was made 2 years ago. When I ran for office, my opponent, Mr. Bob Jacobson, was a very proponent of legislation such as this. And I made it very clear in my run for office that I was going to go totally the opposite way. And I don't want to go into details, but I think many of the people who testified earlier today expressed my point of view, and I sincerely believe that there is a large majority out there who feel quite the same. But in living up to my promises in my campaign, I cannot support this particular issue. And as I said before, I really respect the efforts of you guys that have come forth. I think no matter what, we're all good people. And I think that's what we are in Hawaii, and I think we need to continue to be that. It's okay to fight or push for our points, and I think that's good. But we cannot do so by putting others down or challenging for their position. If we respect each other's position and push forth, I think we can have these conversations in a very positive manner. And regardless of what the outcome, I think it's important that we realize that we may not have the same ideas, but we all live in the same world. It's a very small island, and living and cooperating and working together is where we ought to go, whether we agree with each other or not. But anyway, I thank you all for all the efforts you've been here tonight. I really appreciate that, and we do respect all of, I'm sure I can speak for all of us that we respect your efforts here tonight. Mr. Clerk, I see no other, excuse me, I do. Mr. Young?
Yeah, just wanted to address this young man that spoke earlier. I just want to say that I think it was extremely brave of you to come forward today to express your feelings. And I just want you to know personally that I will be, as the chairman of the Public Safety Committee, that I will, and it will be an executive session, but I will, without a doubt, let you know that I will be bringing forward the police chief of the county of Hawaii. I will be bringing forward Jay Kimura, the prosecuting attorney, and I will be bringing forward the officer that was in charge that day that did go into your house. I want to bring someone of supervisory capacity to come forward before this council and explain to us what happened that day. Because if what happened that day, every indication that I see, one thing you can't do is you can't, as far as I'm concerned, and this is my personal feeling, I'm not speaking on behalf of the entire council, you can't bluff sincerity or fake sincerity or fake emotions. And what you said today touched me, young man. I just want you to know that. And we'll do whatever we can to have your questions answered as to first of all, whether they not only are aware, but if ramification will come down to those that did this appalling thing in my mind, if that is indeed what happened. But I will tell you, I want to thank you because it was extremely brave of you to do so. And to your family, thank you as well. I know it was very difficult. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Yagong. Okay, seeing there's no, yes, there is. Mr. Greenwell, since this is yours, you will be the last speaker on this issue for the night.
I want to thank Mr. Yagong, and I want to say to you that Mr. Yagong, having said that, is saying it for all of us. Whether I win or lose here tonight isn't the issue. It's whether you win. And you have gone as far as you can go towards winning this issue. It's not about marijuana. It's about home rule. It's about us people who live here making the decisions that allow us to go in the direction that we want to go in and call ourselves a free people. And what you did and what your family has done and what everybody in this room goes so far above that plant that Mr. Yagong doesn't want to look out his window at. We'll win. We'll all win. Every one of us at this table will win. What I'm hoping will happen, and what I know will happen one way or the other, is we'll begin to start thinking in terms of being bigger and not be embroiled in smallness. And being bigger means that we will be smarter, and being smarter means that we will learn how to do the best that we can do. I don't know whether I'm right, but I do know we're moving in the right direction. And I'm going to say something that I think you need to know. Had you not been here tonight, we probably would have gone home an hour earlier. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Clerk.
Resolution 281-09, Ms. Ford.
Waiting for a red light here.
Mr. Greenwell, your microphone.
Thank you. No.
Mr. Greenwell.
Aye.
Mr. Hoffman.
No.
Mr. Ikeda.
No.
Ms. Naola Beeson.
Aye.
Mr. Onishi.
No.
Mr. Yagong.
No.
Mr. Yoshimoto.
Nope.
Chair Enriquez.
No.
Mr. Chair, you have 2 votes in favor and 7 against.
Thank you. Okay, Resolution 281-09 moves forward with a negative recommendation. Seeing there is no other items on the agenda, may I have a motion to adjourn? Okay, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Meeting adjourned. 10 minutes? 10 minutes? 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 10 minutes. We're stuck with 10 minutes, guys. Okay, anybody want to stick around for another